Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Bit of a different look today. Curious as to whether you guys' opinions will be different in the morning than in our usual evening get-togethers. Kimberly Stevens, good morning. Hi, how are you? I get to stream from my apartment because I'm off today and the roommate is at work. So no car, and I'm wearing my roommate's cowboy hat. This is not mine. They're really pushing this whole North Korea missile, North Korea missile, North Korea missile. At this point, it's just about the narrative. Who made your Afghan? This thing? This is just a button shirt. My mom got it for me for Christmas this year, actually. And by the way, I'm in my underwear, so I have to be careful when I get up. So we got North. No, oh, the yarn blanket. I don't know. My roommate's had that forever. That's his. Yeah, this thing. This thing's cute. Sometimes I pass out in this. It looks pretty ancient, actually. So what's everyone following aside from North Korea missile, North Korea missile, North Korea missile? Is anything else going on? I literally just woke up. Literally just woke up. So don't get all freaked out when I open up a mini wine. Yes, it's 9:20 something in the morning. I'm a degenerate. The 11 indictments are going to break. The 11 indictments are going to break. And I love the fact that there are 11 sealed indictments against all these fucking criminals connected to Hillary, as Kimberly Stevens says. Nice hat, JB. It's my roommate's hat, having a beer. Thank you. It was right next to me. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to put on my... Because he's at work and I'm off today. I'll put on the MAGA hat in a second, but I just thought this would be funny. Yes, for Kimberly, the 11 sealed indictments... Once all of that starts to come out, I hope it simply has the effect of more and more. And I mean, the whole government is a criminal operation, except for the president and most of Trump's people. The whole entire fucking government is corrupt. I hope the 11 indictments is a start. I hope that's a start, and then we see a waterfall. JB brother, good morning. Fighting Irish, what up? Good morning to you. I decided I'm not going back to bed. Someone asked, J-Dog asked if I was going to stream. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to stream. And I'm going to wear my roommate's cowboy hat. Me too, JB. Yeah, they need to go. At this point, I'm even willing to make a deal with my own conscience and say, sure, maybe they don't all have to go to jail, even though they fucking should. But just get them out. Clean out. Drain the swamp, as Trump would say, for fuck's sake. I realize it can't happen overnight. That's why I'm not biting at Trump's ankles. But what I really, really want to see break... You know, Kimberly, it's very early in the morning, but you already got me started. Here's what I really want to see, okay? Here's what I really want to see. I want to see these indictments come to fruition and... at least get these people out of office, hopefully prison. Waiting on Sessions. Sessions is a pussy and is doing a terrible job and needs to be replaced, period. Put fucking Chris Christie in there. But anyway, because there were, so let me finish what I started. I just saw Sessions and I got pissed, so I interrupted myself. Here's what I hope happens. Brandy B is in the house somewhere, apparently. What up, Brandy? Thank you for coming by. Here's what I want to see, Kimberly and everyone. I want to see these indictments come to fruition, and it all comes out in public court, and due process is followed. And then I want to see Hillary Clinton herself be indicted. And then I want Hillary Clinton to start squealing on John Podesta. And when John Podesta gets indicted for Pizzagate, because John Podesta rapes kids all day, people think, some of you think I just say that, like, oh yeah, haha, John Podesta. No, John Podesta rapes kids. That's what Pizzagate is. James Alefantis and their underground sex trafficking rings of children. So then I want to see John and Tony Podesta go the fuck down. And then I want that to give the good folks within the yes, it's real. Irish knows. She texted me, thanks, having a beer. Awesome. Brandy is here. Maybe I'll probably do 3 streams today. Maybe we'll do this one for another 10 minutes, and then another one later. I'll play you guys some guitar. How about that? Never done that before. I believe it's real too. Well, you don't need to believe it's real. I can send you hundreds of links. Hundreds, but I prefer you do your own work. So anyway, after John Podesta goes down for Pizzagate, then I want to see the prosecutors in the good factions of the FBI and the CIA to have enough confidence to start bringing out things like Sandy Hook didn't happen and the fraud that 9/11 was, which is not a fraud in the way that no buildings fell and that planes weren't involved. I am not a no-planer. I've never been a no-planer. But that it was not done in September of 2001 by Osama bin Laden, who died in December of 2000 in a CIA-controlled hospital in Pakistan. I want that to come out. And then when that comes out, the country's going to go through a violent fucking revolution, and it's going to be very ugly. But it's called tearing off the Band-Aid. Wish public executions were still held for treason. I think they might be in this circumstance. I think they might be. I think they might be. I have watched so many of your videos, JB. Love your passion for truth and justice. Thank you, Fighting Irish. Here's what it's really about, though. I'm a conspiracy theorist. And when I first learned about the truth behind 9/11, many, many years ago, I became obsessed, and my whole life changed. I don't go out anymore. I rarely go on dates. Rarely have long-term relationships with women. They last, at best, 4 months. Because my politics get in there. I got my tin hat on too, LOL. Hell yeah, Fighting Irish. Okay, joking. Alright. I actually have a tinfoil hat. It's in my car. I made it. I made it for a video a long time ago. But I mean, it's gonna break eventually, because either the criminals in the government are going to win, or we're gonna win. This can't last forever. The Battle of Armageddon will happen, one way or another. There's no more coasting along. And I'm not talking 15 years. I'm talking 5, 2. There's either going to be a one-world government run by international bankers and criminals like Hillary Clinton, and a worldwide slave population, or society is going to free ourselves, and we're going to have Trumps elected in every country around the world, and we're all going to work together and prosper, and society is going to move forward. There is no middle ground at this point. The war is fucking on. Just because Fox and CNN and MSNBC and Yahoo Sports and all that stuff doesn't talk about the war going on behind the scenes does not mean that it is not happening. Mine is spray-painted pink. Wait, so Brandy, you have a tinfoil hat that's spray-painted pink? Or is it just a pink cowboy hat? This is not my hat, by the way. It's my roommate's. I stole it. That could almost become like a fetish for me. I like the idea of a pink cowboy hat on a hot chick. I never thought of that before. That's not too weird, right? That's not like being obsessed with feet or elbows or something. It's like, I just think it would be really hot if a hot chick walks by with a fucking like bright pink cowboy hat on. You think I'm kidding? It's a tinfoil hat I spray. Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Well, that's even sexier to me. I don't care about double D tits and all, and, you know, nice round ass and all that stuff. If I see a girl wearing a tinfoil hat, and she's not wearing it to make fun of people like me, but she's actually a tinfoiler, which means she knows what the fuck is going on and doesn't watch Rachel Maddow all day, that's very sexy. I like that. I like that a lot. For men and women who are heterosexual, homosexual, whatever, what's more attractive than someone who really pays attention and knows what the fuck is going on in the world, right? Someone who isn't brainwashed. Use pie tins to cover Wi-Fi port on laptop, distort signals. I've heard that. I've heard that. That's a good idea, Kimberly. I'm misspeaking, not because I'm drunk, but because I'm in my underwear and I'm frickin' freezing. Even though I have the heat up to 78. It's really cold in here. Question marks, says Brandy. Brandy, what's up? What's the question? Beard. Okay. Fair enough. This is pretty cool. I like streaming in the morning. I'm a morning person when I feel like being a morning person. Does that make any sense? Like some days I'm just like, fuck it, I can't get up. Just don't stand up in your drawers without warning first, please. Yeah, no, I already did one maneuver. You guys didn't see it, though. So what's your view on the border wall in Dhaka? I'm super hard line. Came here illegally, out. And the wall has to be built, period. Period. The wall has to be built, period. And you know, and here's the interesting that you asked that, Fighting Irish. No one's ever asked me about the wall. Do I think the wall will help with illegal immigration? Yes. Do I think it'll stop it? Absolutely not. I think it'll make just barely a dent. Believe it or not. I think the wall will make just barely a dent. But you know what it will do is psychologically make a very massive... psychologically, it will deliver a very powerful message. And the best kind of warfare is psychological warfare, because usually nobody ends up getting physically hurt. When you bend rules on immigration, reason why it's so screwed up now. Yes and no, Kimberly. And again, when I do these live streams, I'm not saying someone's right or wrong. This show is about my opinion, and I take your opinions, and we meet in the middle. Let me read Kimberly's statement again. When you bend the rules on immigration, reason why it's so screwed up now. I actually disagree with that. I think the rules were put in place to be vestigial, as in to be useless, and they were always going to allow illegal immigrants coming in. See, and I think Kimberly probably knows this because we agree on a lot of stuff, and I've thrown out a couple barbs in terms of my conspiracy things, and Kimberly seems to be right on line. But what Kimberly and everybody else needs to understand is that illegal immigration is not poor Mexicans coming into the United States of America in search of work. That's the surface, that's the foam on the pot of soup, okay? The real reason that the borders are open is because the international globalist, Satanist, pedophile, kid-raping all-day bankers want 4 sections of the entire globe. So they want the North American Union, they want the African Union, they want the Indo-Asian Union, And they want the Middle East sort of pseudo British Union with no borders and all sections controlled by a centralized world governmental authority. So they want Canada, the United States, and Mexico not to be three sovereign separate nations, but they want them to be one block in their 4 blocks of world control. That's what illegal immigration is about. That's exactly what illegal immigration is about. Cartels are out of control. Correct. That's on purpose, too. It's for cheap labor. Yes, that's a byproduct of their grand plan. Correct. They also get cheap labor. Irish says, yep. Kimberly Stevens says, and for drugs. I think all drugs should be legal. I don't have a problem with drugs. I've lost 3 to 4 friends to heroin. They made a bad decision. I think heroin should be sold. Believe it or I have some pretty radical views, folks. I don't think I've ever said this in a live chat, but I think things like cocaine and heroin and all that bad shit should be sold right alongside vodka and tequila and hopefully legal marijuana, and then you just go out as an adult and you make your decisions. If no one wants to use it, they won't sell it because it'll go out of business. If people want to use it, they're making their stupid decision, and adults should be allowed to make stupid decisions. Lost a brother. Nobody. I am so sorry, Kimberly. I've never lost a direct family member, but in the childhood neighborhood that I grew up in white suburban Wakefield, Massachusetts, we lost 3 childhood friends in that one neighborhood, and I can't even name right now. I'd have to go back on Facebook, dust that old rag off, just to see how many friends from high school and college and everywhere else that I've lost to things like heroin and other and pills, things like OxyContin. But I still think they should be legal. I think adults should make their own decisions, because it's like, where do you stop? Where do you stop? I mean, they make marijuana illegal. It's still a drug. I use marijuana almost every day. No country will win the war on drugs. Correct, because it's called supply... excuse me. Because it's called supply and demand fighting, Irish. If there's a demand, there's always going to be a supply. There's always going to be a supply. So you might as well regulate it and then just say, look... I mean, because everyone, like, demonizes... For example, I would never use heroin. I have no desire to use heroin. I have no desire to stick a needle in my arm and fucking go like this, and then I pass out for 3 hours. I have no desire for that. But in my mind, there's no difference from doing 5 lines of cocaine, you know, doing a nub of heroin, or having 17 shots of tequila. It's, to me, it's just all the same. I'm not trying to argue with you guys. I'm just trying to... And I'm trying to be ever respectful of Kimberly Stevens, who apparently lost a direct family member, which I have not. I disagree. I think marijuana should be completely legalized. And controlled like alcohol. Do I want 10-year-olds using heroin and smoking weed? No, absolutely not. Because their brain isn't fully developed. Alright, so Kimberly and I disagree on there, but we agree on enough, so we're still friends. Olwen Young is in the house. What's up, Olwen? Really hard to pronounce your first name, but it's the best first name I've ever seen. Olwen. Olwen Young. Got it. Irish says, Olwen Young, good morning, doll. It's interesting, being someone who's relatively conservative on many governmental policies, how quote-unquote liberal I am on substances and drugs, etc. Which was just referenced by my exchange with Kimberly Stevens there. Weed should be illegal. I completely disagree. I completely disagree. I think all drugs should be legal. That's my stance. I have an extremely liberal stance on drugs. And alcohol and all that. You know, if I wanted to get whacked out of my brain and didn't want to use any illegal drugs, I could go down to 7-Eleven. See, because it's about choice. It's not about the substance, it's about choice. I could go down to 7-Eleven and buy 4 cans of Ready Whip, which I have done this in the past, but long time ago, but I've done this. And I can inhale the gas, the nitrous from 4 cans of Whip Hits and get way more whacked out than marijuana can do to you. And if you do enough of it, it lasts about 15 minutes. And you could, I haven't done it in many, many, many years, and I never will again. But I can drive when I'm stoned on pot. You cannot drive if you inhale the nitrous from 1 can of whipped cream, which is called a Whip Hit. You cannot drive. And that's down at 7-Eleven. A 4-year-old could buy it with change that their grandpa gave them. Typo. Olin Young says having a beer. Hi. Oh, weed should be legal. Okay, Kimberly. I like it. I like it. Should be taxed like alcohol and tobacco. Correct. Tax the fuck out of it. If I could buy legal weed, if my illegal weed cost me $30 for an eighth of mid-grade weed, and it's illegal, and I could pay $100 for an eighth of legal weed, I'll pay the $100 in a second. Look at all that money. That can go into the pockets of bureaucrats, or hopefully to things like education and infrastructure improvements, etc. Yep. Legalize and tax the fuck out of it. That's the weed solution. Legalize and all drugs, in my opinion. But Kimberly and I agree on the weed. You know what I really don't like is the disturbing statistic that I've seen throughout my life, which is most people who start taking illegal things like heroin get started with prescription pain medications for like a knee injury. The fuck's up with that? Why aren't those pharmaceuticals more regulated? More regulated. Why aren't they? That's a gateway drug. Weed's not a gateway drug. Fucking opioids that, you know, someone falls off their skateboard and, you know, breaks their tibia. And then they give them these drugs fully prescribed by a doctor, and they get addicted to the drugs, and then when their prescription gets cut off, they steal pills or whatever to get their fix, and they're already addicted, no help offered. And then they end up using fucking heroin to get the same feeling. How ridiculous is that? Why doesn't someone go back and take a look at the prescription drugs? Things like Dilaudid, OxyContin, even Vicodin. See, I'm lucky. I took recreationally. I was actually at a 10-person poker tournament. I had like, I wasn't really a drinker back at that time, so I had like 2 hard ciders. You know those Mike's Hard or whatever. You know, put pussy drinks basically. I had like 2 hard ciders, and someone in the group, who the hell was it? My friend Nick. This is in high school, so he was getting into the pills and stuff, and he didn't really have a problem, but he always had them on him. And he gave me a Percocet to take recreationally. And I'm lucky, because I took that Percocet, and I didn't have enough alcohol in my system to have a catastrophic thing happen, but, because like I said, it was just ciders, but I took a Percocet, and my legs went numb, and I puked for the next 3 hours, and I just never had the desire to touch a pharmaceutical ever again. Even now, with my screwed up hand, I'm not wearing my hand brace, but I get a lot of work done because I've been using it for 17 years, and it's all messed up, and it spazzes out. Even now, when I was going to the doctor, I have them in the kitchen right over there. They gave me, basically like muscle relaxants, like something similar to a Klonopin. And I took one, and I didn't like it, so I don't even take it. I just deal with the pain. I'd rather deal with the pain, you know? Owen Young just had a big one there. Catch you later at JB Le Cafefe. Stay safe. Fighting Irish. See you later. in our chat room stream. See ya. Oh, Lynn, thank you for coming. Think of the money made off of weed versus the money lost due to it being illegal. Yeah, it's absolutely stupid. In fact, marijuana being illegal, believe it or not, no one knows this. Kimberly probably knows this. Kimberly's very smart. The whole reason that marijuana is illegal was because of decades ago governments being racist against Mexicans. You know why? Because the Mexicans loved their weed, and they would come up here, just like now, across the border. See how everything is connected, folks? They would come across the border, and they would have their marijuana, and they would have their, weed, and they would do work for, I don't know what the wages were back then, but something like, if for the same job an American wage would pay, let's say, $15, they would work for 50 cents an hour. And they brought their weed, and they were screwing up our economy with their low wages, just like they are today. So the American government, rather than securing the border, decided that the most efficient way would be to make marijuana so illegal that the Mexicans would stop coming over here looking for work because they wouldn't be able to have their pot. And that's why you saw folks getting 25 to life for smoking a joint. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? 25 years to life in prison for smoking a joint. What a fucking disgrace. Why didn't they just build the wall and deport everyone back then? 25 to year. Look at, Google it. This is not JB talking. This is history. Good morning, everyone. Blackie's in the house. What up, Blackie? How are you? This is just going to be a quick stream. I'm just, I'm in my underwear. I don't have to work today, and I decided I wasn't going to go back to sleep, so I woke up and I started streaming. How many people knew the truth about what I just said? Thank you, Having a Beer. He says, hit like and subscribe. I will never ask, but Having a Beer is an awesome moderator. Murders have gotten lighter sentences than some pot smokers. Correct. Correct. Absolutely correct. How fucking ridiculous is that? So if I'm on my couch, 60 years ago, if I'm on my couch and I smoke a joint, and then over the next hour, the only thing I murder is a pizza, I'm worse than someone who killed someone. Where is the goddamn logic in that? Someone tell me right now where the logic is in that. JB, what you drinking? I'm having a wine at 9-something in the morning. A mini wine. Yes. Yep. Not proud of it. Not ashamed of it. It's just kind of is what it is. It's just what I do. Brandy finds that funny. At least she's not condemning me. Like, oh, you piece of shit, what are you doing? Well, I've had nights where I've drank vodka and done hardcore drugs until 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and then just never went to bed and kept drinking beers and wine and shots and stuff. So this is nothing. I drink these things all the time except for when I'm at work, to be honest with you. It's a holiday, fuck it. Blackie is the right idea. I agree. Am I an alcoholic? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I never get the shakes. I never crave booze. I just constantly drink booze. Maybe that's an alcoholic. I don't know. I'm on beer. Excellent, Blackie. We like that. 9:53 a.m. Eastern Time. See, I got a good crew here. Y'all step correct. Hey, Europeans mainly drink wine versus water all day because the water is so nasty over there. I've heard that. Damn it, Brandy. I'm going to have to end the stream because I'm out of smokes and now I want to smoke. Fuck. Hey, Europeans mainly drink wine versus water all day because the water... excuse me. Because the water is so nasty over there. Yes, I've heard that, but I thought that was like a colloquial myth, but apparently it's true. And Mountain Dew. Here's the weird thing, is I don't really regulate my alcohol intake, but I do regulate my soda intake. If you can believe this, Brandy B and everyone else, I allow myself 4 sodas a year, 1 per season. And Mountain Dew is on my list of 4. The other 3 would be a classic Coca-Cola. All of these full sugar, none of that diet weird shit. And then I guess my 3rd would be the interchangeable one, which it would be either Sprite or orange soda, and my 4th is root beer. No freaking way, I drink a 12-pack a day. Yeah, I'm not into the sweets, but every once in a while I need a soda. 4 times a year. I have a Coke, classic full sugar Coca-Cola. I have a Sprite, which is interchangeable with orange soda. So one year I'll have an orange soda, the next year I'll have a Sprite in its place, and vice versa. Oh, ginger ale too. I like ginger ale. And root beer. I love it. You know what else I friggin' cheat? Like maybe once a year. I mean, literally only once a year. Is I get a big bag of Skittles. Anyone like Skittles? And I like them all too. The red bag, the purple bag, which is the tropical ones. They're very good. Once a year. Once a year, get a bag of Skittles, smoke a joint, and have a fucking bag of Skittles. It's awesome. Red is my fave. Yep, that's the classic. Brandy knows. You know why I like Skittles? Because even though it's candy, they have that acid that gets you back here. They're just acidic enough to balance out the sugar. Only once a year for real. Yeah, only once a year. I'm a very ritualistic person, Brandy. It's kind of weird. Blackie says, true at Kimberly Stevens, German water is shit. Alright, so now we have what I call double confirmation that the water overseas is so fucking bad that it's better to drink wine. So that's their excuse, huh? Only once a year, yeah. You know the kind of stuff I can't stand at all and haven't eaten since I was like 10 and I'm 33? Brandy, is stuff like Three Musketeers bars and, you know, Milky Way and stuff like that. If I took a bite of a Three Musketeers, it's just like, boom! It's just too much packed in there. Sugar-wise. Not easy to deal with for me. Slim Jims, on the other hand, I could eat a whole box in one sitting. And then have diarrhea for 17 days. Milky Way is my drug. Oh, yeah. You know, when I did have Milky Ways, Brandy, I liked the Special Dark. You know why? Because it had that bitterness. It had that bitterness. I left a little water in a glass overnight. Crap, it turned to hard white. Yeah, because they're fucking they're over-treating their water. That's why. They're like, oh, we're worried about bacteria and viruses and contaminants. So let's pump it full of fluoride and calcification agents. How about that? Good job, Europe. Good job, America. Idiots. Slim Jim. Sick face. Brandy does not like the Slim Jims. Megan does not like the Slim Jims. Yep, Kimberly, good morning, Meg. Yeah, good morning, Meg. Thanks for coming by. Just a quick little stream. Hey, when I go get smokes, I could even leave the stream on and just let you guys chat if you want. Love Reese's. Yep, I'll have Reese's probably once a year. You mean the peanut butter cups. Reese's are a ripoff these days, though, aren't they? It's like $1.50 and you only get 2. That's like 75 cents a Reese's. Hi, says Megan. Megan says hi, so everyone say hi to Megan. Megan's in the house. Peanuts and beer. Boom. Yeah, the salt from the peanuts. And then you get the beer, and then you go back and forth. till you puke. I love it. Slim Jims rock, says Megan. Hell yeah, Megan. I love Slim Jims. But I only have maybe 4 to 6 a year. Because I don't know what's in that stick. And I've read the ingredients, and when the ingredients of something are a paragraph of micro letters that's 3 inches long, and you don't understand a single word of what's in there, you should probably only have about 4 to 6 a year, like me. Yep, peanut butter cup. Love those. Kimberly Stevens, hi. Take care, Fitz. Laters. Oh, is Fitz peacing out? Be back later, all. Alright, cool. See you later, homie. Going to Gramps while you're gone to the store. Okay, well, let's see. I have enough battery. I'm just going to leave you guys on. I'm going to run down to the store and then come back. And if you guys want to stay, cool. And if not, I'll pop into Gramps and tell you when I'm back, alright? Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to end the stream because I don't want to take away from Gramps. So, stream ends in 30 seconds. And then I'll live stream again in about 10 minutes. And you guys should go back to Gramps or JujuBot. My heroes, my mentors, my parents, my teachers. See you soon. I'll see you soon, Brandy. I'll probably pop into Gramps first before I start streaming again. Alright, good talk, man. We did drugs. We did soda. We did fast food. I love shit like that. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and go buy some poisonous sticks of love and joy to smoke, and I'll be back in about 10, but I'll see y'all in Gramps. I'll mob there for a bit, and then whatever. Alright, peace. 3, 2, 1, signing off.